Okay, Adam, next topic is, I don't know if you've heard about this one yet. This is kind of an interesting one. So you've heard about the Martin Scorsese produced Joker film. Did you hear about that at all?
I think rumors maybe. I don't.
It's separate from the DC animated universe, so it's not Jared Leto's Joker from Suicide Squad. It is its own separate thing. It's like a Joker origin story that focuses strictly on him. And they put Martin Scorsese as like the producer, and people were like, "Ooh, this sounds cool." And apparently, like Leonardo DiCaprio was semi-attached, and and then they got the director Todd Phillips to direct/write. So it's coming together slowly but surely.
Yeah.
And who they're eyeing for the Joker role, a lot of people thought that it might be Leonardo DiCaprio, and whether or not he's still attached to the film, I'm not really sure. Or
this is the one that both Joaquin Phoenix and Tom Wiseau want to crack at?
Yes, this is, but it's not. It is not. Tommy Wiseau is just like, I want to play Joker. It's more they're eyeing Joaquin Phoenix more than Joaquin Phoenix is actually saying, like, yeah, I'll do it. Which, I don't know if you remember this, is that Joaquin Phoenix was originally supposed to be in Doctor Strange before, and he didn't want to commit to a long-term deal with Marvel, so then they ended up going with Benedict Cumberbatch. Let me double check on this. I hope that this is, I'm not fucking this up by saying that the Todd Phillips and Martin, it's so confusing. The Martin Scorsese Joker movie is two separate things. I'm pretty sure they are. It's just, this whole Joker thing is completely ridiculous.
I think the only thing that I remember about hearing about this is that people were upset that they would even try and tackle the Joker's origin story because he's kind of never really had one.
No, the only real one that they've...
super vague.
Yeah, it's always been super vague. The only real one that they've kind of touched on was in, like, The Killing Joke, which a lot of people say is that's kind of like the definitive one, which they just did the animated version. And so I was starting to panic for a second. I was like, oh shit, am I talking about the wrong fucking movie? Because it's so confusing.
Yeah.
No, the Todd Phillips, Martin Scorsese produced, Joaquin Phoenix, possibly Leonardo DiCaprio attached Joker film. But let's go with you. What do you think of Joaquin Phoenix possibly as the Joker? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, he's definitely capable of playing that character. I don't know if you remember that like mockumentary that he did about himself.
Yeah, I'm Still Here.
Yeah, where he just like acted like an insane person for.
Yeah.
Basically a practical joke. I think he's capable.
Yeah, almost ruined him and his brother's career over that fucking movie.
Yeah, he's definitely capable of playing the character, I would say. I don't know if he's the right pick, but
I actually really, I kind of am on the sense of with you, because if you've ever seen this one movie, I doubt you have, a lot of people didn't, but was a movie called The Master, where he starred in it with Philip Seymour Hoffman. It was kind of like a play off Scientology and L. Ron Hubbard, and this like kind of culty religion type of thing. Joaquin Phoenix is just this fucking drunk loser guy. I will 100% stand that I thought that he deserved the best actor nomination for that film. I thought he deserved the win for best pick for best actor, not best movie, but he was incredible in that. And just off of that, that brought a whole new layer to Joaquin Phoenix to me, because I was like, yeah, Joaquin Phoenix, he's good. But when I saw The Master and Joaquin Phoenix in that, I was like, holy shit, so good in that movie. He is the reason why I stuck through that movie, because he is just insanely good.
Yeah.
And so I like anything with Joaquin Phoenix in it. So you want to put him as the Joker? Might sound like a weird fit, but fuck. Heath Ledger was sounding like a weird pick too, and you somehow got one of the best Jokers out of it. So,
in your opinion,
yeah, I actually thought that Heath Ledger was a good choice, just because I was like, oh, Heath Ledger's super talented, and I was like, oh, but who knows how it will come out, and it came out great. But then they did in my opinion, Jared Leto was like cast as Joker. I was like, that's perfect. That sounds great.
And it came out
and
terrible.
it came out awful. I hated Jared Leto's interpretation of Joker. And I don't think it's his fault. I just think that what he was given was just not working. I'm actually kind of all about this Joker film. I honestly am. I'm kind of liking everybody that... Because Todd Phillips is kind of more of a comedy guy. Yeah. His Rolodex of films include Road Trip, Old School, Starsky and Hutch, the Hangover trilogy, which I only like Hangover 1, Due Date, which I actually really liked with Zach Galifianakis and Robert Downey Jr. I actually like that movie. And then a movie he did not too long ago with it's War Dogs is the title of it, but what's his name from he's in like Superbad, and he's like the curly hair, he's bigger.
Jonah Hill.
Thank you. Jonah Hill. And he did this movie with him, and I believe it was Miles Teller. And that movie was really good. A really kind of low, under the radar film. Really, 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 really cool film. Was it Miles? Yeah, it was Miles Teller. You should check out. That's a really cool movie. It's just about these like shitty arms dealers who just go from dirt to nothing. It's like kind of based off a true story. So Todd Phillips I'm totally fine with Todd Phillips as director. Yeah. Got Martin Scorsese. If you still got Leo DiCaprio in there, why not? You got Joaquin Phoenix if he goes for it.
Yeah.
I think he'd be more inclined to do it because it's a one-off, unless they try to spin it.
I can guarantee you that if it does well, they'll try and pull him in.
Yeah. Which, unfortunately, it sucks because Joaquin Phoenix hasn't really done much. He hasn't done a lot in a while. But he was also considered to do Lex Luthor and Batman vs. Superman. I had no idea about that. Which would have been better. So, like, it seems like they have been eyeing him for a couple of these superhero films, and he seems like he's been like, I'm kind of down for it, but not really committing to anything. So, I'm all about this. I so far, everything they keep dropping about the Joker film.
The only thing that I like when you said Todd Phillips does comedy and then you ran through them, I'm like, well, those aren't really dark comedies.
No, except War Dogs. War Dogs is very dark.
But for the most part, his repertoire is. I'm not trying to sound insulting because I like some of those.
No, that's
movies,
fine.
But they're lowbrow. They're lowbrow comedy.
Okay, that's fair to say. I'd say that's fair to say on most of them.
So I don't. Like, I think if you're going to do a Joker movie and try to incorporate comedy, it really needs to be dark.
That's why I think my big thing is if you'd seen the movie War Dogs, you would kind of get where I'm saying why I think this actually works really well. Because War Dogs is funny but very serious and has this really dark message to it, and it takes a lot of weird dark turns. If you'd ever listen to me half the time, I would just suggest watch War Dogs. If you like it, then this might be the tone that you could maybe get.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I watched a film like that that's very similar to that with Nicolas Cage in it.
Lord of War?
Yeah.
Lord of War was great.
Yeah.
What else had Jared Leto in it?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It's all these dark mercenary arms dealer movies have Jokers in it. So I'm all about it. And if that's what your biggest concern is, I'm more suggesting just check out War Dogs, or anybody out there, check out War Dogs, and you might get an idea of that. It's not lowbrow that he's only capable of doing. He's a lot more talented, I think, than a lot of people give him credit for. I just don't know what the fuck he did on those Hangover movies. I don't know why they kept doing those.
Well, they had a big cast. That was a high billings cast.
Got a big thumb on him and said, "You gotta make sequels. They make money."
Yeah.
And it just.
That's how Hollywood works.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, it's part of how Hollywood works.
Yeah, they make money. You're gonna be doing those for a while. All right.